Hey guys, what's up? Pitmarthur here, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Link got tired of saving the world, so he's just gonna go back to being a kid. Actually, no, that's not what is happening. But in the last episode, we went through the Ice Cavern and picked ourselves up pieces of heart and a couple others after we got through there, freed Lord Jabu Jabu from his icy prison, and was granted the wonderful Zora Tunic. So in this episode, we're going to be actually doing a bit of side questing before heading off to the infamous Water Temple. I'm going to try to get it done all in this one video. We've got a big side quest to do in the game, as well as picking up 4 pieces of heart, 2 of which are obtained by being a kid, which is why I came back here. So I was seeing if I could get 2, and then I checked the checklist for what I had gotten so far, and it turns out I forgot to get the one from the frogs. So we can actually get 4 pieces of heart before heading to this dungeon. So we're going to head off and do that now. Fittingly enough, our first destination is actually back the way we came, pretty much. It is back in Zora's River, so that's where we are headed to deal with the frogs. Now, I could have gotten one of the pieces of heart from them earlier, but I didn't have the Song of Storms for the other one, so I figured I'd be better off just waiting until I had them both and just doing them both at the same time, which is usually what I end up doing, because no point in going to the frogs, getting the piece of heart, and then coming back later to the frogs again. And there's not very many times that you actually switch back into being a kid. This is one of those times. And usually when you do, it's not for very long, so... But it is nice to have our boomerang back, if nothing else. I do quite enjoy the boomerang. So hopefully everybody's doing alright today. Today is February the 3rd of 2015 while I'm climbing back up here. By the time this goes up, it's probably not going to be anywhere near the 3rd. It'll probably be near my birthday, because then I'll be 20 by then. I doubt it's going to go up that late, though, but, so my birthday's in over 2 weeks, so. Not at 2 weeks, over 2 weeks, meaning more than, so. Don't be coming back so early and be like, happy birthday! It's not going to be in my... Well, no, I guess it is going to be in less than 2 weeks, actually. Because 2 weeks will be the 17th. I can't count. Hooray! Alright, frogs. Some frogs are looking at you from underwater. Hello. Alright, so I played a couple of these last time I was here to get some rupees, but the first one I want to play here is the Song of Storms. Because you'll notice that there's 5 frogs here, and I mentioned that each one corresponded to a non-teleportation song. However, that leaves one song unaccounted for, and that is the Song of Storms. Wow, that melody is so cool, Ribbit. Singing in the rain. Oh, what a feeling, Ribbit. Please take this as a token of our froggish gratitude, Ribbit. Alright, see ya, Ribbit. So for playing the Song of Storms, you get a piece of heart. But now, we're going to play the rest of the non-teleportation songs. I think I played Zelda's Lullaby and Epona song last time. So if I replay the same song here, then, you know, my bad. I don't remember which it was. I know Zelda's Lullaby was one of those too. So I'm going to guess the other 2 that I didn't get were the Song of Time and the Sun song. I'm relatively certain that the Song of Time was one of them, so... Here's Song of Time. Well, like I said, I'm going to guess I played Epona song, so I'm going to go with the Sun song now. Yep, there's another one. Ooh, whoa, I didn't want to do that. Alright, let's see if I was right. Ah, darn. It wasn't. If you play like a song you already have, they give you a blue rupee. So it was a Epona song that I did not play for them last time. That's alright. So once you've played all of those 5 songs, go ahead and head here and pull out the ocarina again. And they're going to say, look at us, we're all huge frogs. We're the world-famous, fabulous 5 froggish tenors, Ribbit. Make us jump so we can eat the bugs flying above us, Ribbit. So what you're going to have to do now is play a sort of a bug catching game. You're basically going to play the button that each one of them represents. It's kind of a pain in the butt. You don't get a lot of time to do this. Luckily, the pattern is always the same, so I'm going to say it the first time that I do it. Hopefully, I'll get this in one try. So, here we go. Ready, set, go. A, left, right, down, A, down, right, left, A. There we go. Hate that piece of art. That's probably my least favorite one in the entire game, except for maybe the last one in the Gerudo area. That one's pretty bad, too. Well, that's not what I meant to play, but I might as well play the Sun Song in addition to that. I meant to play the Prelude of Light, but Sun Song's okay, too. I got them confused. My bad. Okay, so now that we're playing the Prelude of Light and playing the correct song, not the wrong one, like a dummy. And head back to the Temple of Time, and then we're going to be an adult for the rest of the episode now that I picked up those two things. So we're at 15 hearts now, so pretty high up there. We got 3 temples left. That will bring us up to 18, so we've picked up a pretty decent amount of the pieces of heart thus far. Now, I will go ahead and warn you, for the side quest, I'm going to cut a fair amount, but not on the ones that are timed, for those of you that have seen it before. I'm not going to cut those so you guys see exactly how it's done, but if you're going to be doing the side quest, I don't think it's required, it might be, but I would definitely recommend heavily having Epona for the side quest. For the simple fact that it makes your trips through Hyrule Field faster. That would be the main reason I would say go ahead and have Epona for this. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually head out to Hyrule Field to get one of the pieces of heart, because we have to go out to Hyrule Field to get to the start of the side quest anyway. So that's going to be the first place we head. And we're headed off to kind of a remote location in Hyrule Field. I'm going to go ahead and get Epona over here. Just for the sole fact I would not mind having her along. Hello, Epona. So we're heading off to a part of Hyrule Field that really there's never a need to go to aside from this piece of heart. It's kind of strange. We're heading off to kind of this northern portion here that's over in the northwest. A very strange area, but you'll notice that there's kind of a tree just here all by itself. And should you have the Stone of Agony and you've actually been playing it, you know, with the actual rumble working and whatnot, you'd notice that your controller would vibrate here, which would indicate there's a secret. So go ahead and drop a bomb there. And sure enough, there is one. Now you need the iron boots to get this, unless you have another object that we have not picked up and won't be able to get until after the water temple's done. So the earliest you can get this is with the iron boots. But there's another piece of heart right there. So I will gladly take that. There was a Tektite on the surface of this, but honestly, I would just ignore him. He's just kind of there. So after that little random side trip, like, there really is no spot that's fitting to put in there, except for maybe getting the 4th bottle, because there are a couple of Poes that you have to hunt out in Hyrule Field, and one of them is over here. But it's in a very remote spot, for sure. It's just kind of like that one heart piece that you don't ever really remember because it's just in the middle of nowhere. Go away, you. Haha! Marksman shot. I'm really bad at hunting those Poes, so for me to get that shot was pretty impressive. I'm gonna be a rebel and carry it all the way there? Aw. I was hoping I could carry it through the transition, but oh well. So in Kakariko Village, this is where our giant side quest is going to begin. Like I said, there is one more piece of heart I am going to pick up before we start the temple, but that's going to be right at the end of the video. So for now, we'll be sticking to the giant side quest. And it's not giant. It's not as bad as the Andrian Cafe side quest from Majora's Mask, if you're used to that one. So go ahead and talk to the woman that we got one of the bottles from as a kid. We had to chase all the cuckoos around and put them back in the pen. So she's bred a new type of cuckoo, which is the pocket cuckoo that she doesn't get allergies from. And she also mentions that cuckoos are very good at getting people that are lazy out of bed. However, hers is not happy right now, and she says that you look like you're good at handling cuckoos. Yeah, when I use them to fly over ravines to get pieces of heart in Gerudo Valley. Probably shouldn't tell her that, though. I don't know how she knows that it's not happy while it's just an egg, but, you know, whatever. So we borrowed a pocket egg. It's going to hatch overnight like the egg did way at the start of the game. Thankfully, we do have the Sun Song. However, if you play that inside of this town, it's actually going to warp you back to the entrance or the area that you came from in order to get to the town. So, we're going to head into this house right here and head back out. And then we'll play the Sun Song. Because the place that we entered the town from was from this house. It sounds weird, but that's the case. So we'll turn it to night and play it again. If I can play it correctly. There we go. That will turn it back to daytime and hatch the egg. Now if you head back over here, we have Talon. Remember this guy? Yeah, he was asleep early in the game too. And now he was hanging out here because... Nice! Nice! Look at those legs! That's beautiful. He's hanging out here because the ranch got taken from him, but he mentions the exact same thing as last time because he doesn't actually know the ranch is saved. Did you save Malin? Thanks. I'm going back to the ranch then. Yeehaw! Okay, yeah, he says the same thing. Link's freaking legs in that cutscene, man, I tell ya. So now that we've woken Talon up, it wasn't important that he got back to the ranch. I guess it is for the ranch life, but for this side quest it's not. So, go ahead and speak to her. And give her the cuckoo. And she'll say, "Oh, your cuckoo looks pretty happy. He must have awakened an extremely lazy guy." Nice. So she'll give you a rare, valuable cuckoo if you're interested. Its name is Kohiro. And it used to be my brother's cuckoo. Its blue body is quite charming. It's so cute. Since my brother is gone, it's strange, but Kohiro has stopped crowing. Do you want to keep Kohiro? Yeah, sure, I'll keep Kohiro. You returned the pocket cuckoo and got Kohiro in return. Unlike other cuckoos, Kohiro rarely crows. So that's right, this is a special cuckoo that used to belong to her brother, but her brother has gone missing. And ever since her brother's gone missing, it has yet to crow. So now we're going to play the Menuetta Forest because we're headed over to the Lost Woods, because the Lost Woods is actually where her brother is. Now, if you try to use the cuckoo on somebody to like wake them up or whatnot, it's not going to do anything. It's not going to crow or any, it won't make any noise. And it's not going to make any noise until you get to the Lost Woods. Once you get there, it's going to start making noise because it knows that its master is nearby. Ignore him. Ignore him, because I'm climbing up a ladder. Your argument's invalid. While I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and grab at least one fairy. I don't think I'll need it, but... might as well have it just in case. I never actually did open up that shop, so I'm just going to have that blue fire sitting there. I might as well go ahead and pour that out then. There's nothing incredibly useful in the shop. Should you lose your tunic, your Zora tunic, you can buy one in the shop. However, if you remember, like, the Goron one was 200 rupees, the one for the Zora tunic is 300. And they actually mention that if you talk to that shopkeeper, they'll say, I think the only person that can actually afford this is a wealthy family in Kakarika, which is the family that got cursed by the Skulltulas. Actually, I should probably set the, I should probably set Kohiro back onto one of the C buttons there. Now, this first time I'm not going to cut out the trip to her brother. The second time I am. Because some of these places you are kind of going back and forth in between, so you'll already know where I am. So, just a fair warning about that. So let's go ahead and just exit through one of these areas, because the area that you need to go to is where the Skull Kid was, the one that you played Saria's song for as a kid, and then he gave you a piece of heart. It's directly here on the left. Yeah, you notice that it started crowing right there. So pull out Kohiro. Don't be like, Kohiro? Why? Normally only a nice guy like me can tame you. Which means, you must be a nice guy. You must be. Please, Mr. Nice Guy, please, deliver this stuff to the old hag in the potion shop in Kakariko Village. This will disappear if you take too long, so you gotta hurry. Okay. Goodbye, Kohiro. You got an odd mushroom. A fresh mushroom like this is sure to spoil quickly. Take it to the potion shop quickly. How many times can they say the word quickly? So, for some of these trades in this quest, you actually are going to be on a time limit. And before you ask, no, you are not allowed to use the warps. Should you use a warp, that timer is instantly going to go down to 1 second and you'll just lose immediately and have to redo it. Should you redo it, I think they actually take you back to the area that you got the item in, but yes, you actually do have to travel the full way there. This is why Epona helps a lot, though, because a lot of these you're going to be traveling through Hyrule Field at some point, so Epona will speed up that process by a significant amount. So I might cut just a little bit here and then meet you in Kakariko, because we actually haven't been to her potion shop, but you guys know how to get to Kakariko by now. Alright, so we're back in Kakariko Manage. We got a little under 2 minutes left on the clock, which is plenty of time. This first one's not hard at all, so I'll go ahead and show you where the Old Hag's Potion Shop is. I've never used it for anything, so it's kind of in a strange spot anyway. There's a couple ways to get to it. The easiest way, though, is to go into the potion shop that's owned by this dude and actually head around the back here, because this isn't the potion shop they're referring to. But if you head around the back right here, this is where we had to get one of the cuckoos, because it was right here. This one, the red building on this end, this is the Old Hag's Potion Shop. So head over here, pull out the mushroom. For some reason, I always have to pull this thing out twice, even though I don't change where I'm standing. But for some reason, it doesn't register. That bum, he had to go into the forest. I see. Hey, give it to me now. Fine, whatever. And things happen while she pets that really bad-looking cat. If you see that fool, please give this to him. It is the strongest medicine I've ever produced. However, this potion won't work on a monster. Okay. You received an odd potion. You don't know what's going on between this lady and that guy, but take it to the Lost Woods. They say no medicine can cure a fool. I guess that's true. Now, this one has no timer, so by all means, go ahead and use the warp for this one. So I will meet you back at where the Cuckoo Lady's brother is, because he's going to be in the same spot, so. And here we go! But it looks like, unfortunately, the guy's not here. What's up? That guy isn't here anymore. Yes, I realized. Anybody who comes into the forest will be lost. Everybody will become a Stalfos. Everybody's Stalfos. So he's not here anymore. Creepy. So yeah, she'll say the same thing over and over. If you present this to her, she'll still say the same thing. Anybody who comes into this forest will be lost. Everybody will become a Stalfos. Everybody's Stalfos. So he's not here anymore. Only his saw is left. Hee hee. That medicine is made of forest mushrooms. Give it back. Alright, fine. You returned the odd potion and got the poacher saw. That young punk guy must have left this behind. Are you going to be too? Ugh. Creepy. So yes, it turns out that people that actually wander into the Lost Forest end up becoming a Stalfos, which is those skeleton knight things that we've been fighting. So apparently that's what happened to that guy. That's a little dark for Ocarina standards. But his saw is left, so we're going to take this to its rightful owner, which I don't think they actually mention where. It's not the old hag, like you might think for a second. It's not. It's actually, it belongs to her husband, who we have not seen. Or we have, but we haven't actually talked to him. But he is in a rather strange area, so let's call Epona over. And we're actually heading to Gerudo Valley. Now, if you remember as a kid, the Gerudo were kind of patrolling around... Stuck behind a tree there. The Gerudo were kind of patrolling around, so you couldn't actually go in there, and you still can't get very far into Gerudo Valley, but you can get far enough to turn back the poacher saw to its rightful owner. Alright, so we are here in Gerudo Valley now. We're going to have to use Epona to jump across the bridge, because as you can very clearly see, it is now broken. I need to get out of the way of him, so let's jump down. Hey, dude. This yours? Hey, that saw, it's mine! But I thought I left that saw with my old lady. Oh well. My big Goron tool broke, so I was going to Goron City to get it repaired. Your coming here is great timing. Will you give me my saw? Well, sure, it is yours. Good kid, thanks. I'm sorry that I can't give you something as good in return, but take this anyway. You traded a poacher saw for a broken Goron sword. Visit Big Goron to get it repaired. Let's see, down A, left down, or right down. There we go. So, like they said, visit Big Goron to get it repaired, so that's where we're headed. Big Goron is on the very top of Death Mountain, which we didn't see him coming in, and he's not there as a kid. At least I don't think he was. Let's see. No, I didn't want to do that. Not concerned about the timer here. It's not going to take me 2 minutes to get through Mountain Crater. It better not be taking me that long. But I will meet you guys at the top of Death Mountain, where he is. I figured I'd go ahead and show this now while we're here, just in case you're still going on your Skulltula hunt for getting 50 tokens. If you smash this boulder with the Megaton Hammer while you're climbing up here, there will be a Skulltula, but it's only available at night, so I'm going to go ahead and get that while I'm here. Because I believe that'll put me at 30 tokens, if I wasn't at 30 already, so I'll be able to pick up the next gift from the House of Skulltula. So just letting you know it's there, but it will only be available at night, so luckily it's not going to warp you all the way back down the mountain should you, you know, be during the daytime whenever you arrive to get that. Apparently there was a Tektite up there that jumped down, but came nowhere close to getting me. Hey, you. No, not that rupee. But day or night, you will be able to visit Big Goron here, so don't worry about that. He will be awake either time. It's not like he's going to be asleep during the night, so you head up here and kind of go off to the right, and this is where he is. It looks like something's up with him. Hey, dude, what's going on? My brother opened a new store. It's... Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about this. Anyway. Present the sword to him. That broken knife, because to him it is a knife, is surely my work. I really want to repair it, but because of yesterday's explosion, or yesterday's eruption, my eyes are irritated. There are fine eye drops in Zora's domain. You will find them if you go to see King Zora. Please go get the eye drops. Sure. You checked in the broken Goron sword and received a prescription. Go see King Zora. So that is where we have to go. The thing he was mentioning a second ago, basically there's a store where you can buy the sword without it being broken. However, the first time you use it, it is going to break, so it's not worth your money to do that. So, I will see you guys at Zora's domain, where we will talk to King Zora about the eye drops. Alright, here we are. Give me your eye drops. Oh, this is, well, eye drops. You might say we have them, you might say we don't. We do have the ingredients. If you take the ingredients to the doctor at the lake laboratory, he can make the drops for you. But you need to deliver them fresh. Can you make it before they spoil? I sure hope so. Use the prescription received in Eyeball Frog. Be quick and deliver it to Lake Hylia while it's cold. This is kind of the final push of the trading quest. There's going to be 2 segments here that are both on a timer, and you've got to complete them both. So you have 3 minutes to get this to Lake Hylia at the lake laboratory where the doctor there can make the eye drops for you. So I probably will show these last 2 sections, which might make the video run a bit long, but I do want to go ahead and show these 2 sections to show you how to get there, you know, making sure you don't run low on time. The first one with the mushroom is pretty easy to do. Like, you should still have at least 40 seconds left on the timer. Usually I'm always cutting it pretty close on the last one at least, and relatively close on this one, so it's pretty much as you'd expect. Get there literally as fast as you can. On this last part right here, you can make a little bit of time by letting the river take you down on this very ending spot, because you are actually, it is still deep enough to be able to be swimming right there, so you can make up a little bit of time right there. So I got about 2 minutes left on the clock here for this timer. I would also recommend making sure that you call Epona when you're in an open patch of land, so she doesn't get like stuck on a wall somewhere whenever she's coming towards you, because then you're going to waste time wondering where she is and waiting for her to show up and whatnot. So And also, don't wait for her to run to you. Like, run towards her while she's running towards you. It's not like Link will get run over or anything, so... You can shave off a couple seconds that way. You should know your map fairly well by now for Hyrule Field, remembering that Lake Hylia is in the southernmost portion, so... In addition to that, you've got the carrots, so use them. You can either use them all until you get down to one and then wait for them to all restock, or just use one right after it reappears. Remember though, whenever you go through an area, like right here, all your carrots are going to respawn, so go ahead and use them right here, and then it'll switch back to me having full carrots again, so use that to your advantage as well. So yeah, about a minute left, and we still managed to get it with relative ease here. Let's just knock over the sign. We don't care. And with about 45 seconds left, pull it out, nothing happens, pull it out again, facing the wrong way, as Link's bottom half turns to correct for him facing the wrong way. Oh wow, I haven't seen an eyeball frog like this since Zora's domain froze over. These eyeballs are so delicious. Tonight I will cook fried eyeballs for the first time in a long time. Oi, 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 oi. Such great stuff. Please say thank you to King Zora. Eh? What? These are for making Big Goron's eye drops. Oh, how disappointing. You should have said so in the first place. Yeah, sorry, I don't talk, though. Just got a hand on a hip, casually waiting. Here it is. This medicine doesn't have any preservatives in it, so it won't last long at this temperature. Run as fast as you can to Death Mountain. You're young. You can do it! You traded the eyeball frog for the world's finest eye drops. Hurry, take them to Big Goron before they go bad. So, if you manage to deliver that part and then you don't make it in time with the actual eye drops, it's going to warp you back here. It's not going to warp you all the way back to where King Zora was, where you have to re-deliver the eyeball frog. Thankfully, they're not that bad about it, but still, you want to go pretty fast here. This is not a spot where you can afford to drag your feet. This last one's actually not very lenient with the timer. The first two aren't too bad. This one you'll usually be cutting it pretty close. So you need to be making a beeline for Death Mountain. And since you can't warp there, you have to head through Hyrule Field, and that's also through Kakariko, and that's also through the Death Mountain Trail, which it sounds like a lot in 4 minutes. Like you won't be able to do it, but it is very easily possible. I've done it many, many times. It sounds a lot worse than it is. 4, 5. Like I said, you just really cannot afford to drag your feet at all. So I would also recommend parking Epona up here, because this is the last part of the quest that's going to have a timer on it. So go ahead and just jump down here. Don't bother going across that bridge. Just park her right there and then just jump off and get to right here. From what I've noticed doing it several times, that shaves off not very much, only like a couple seconds, but it's enough to matter, so. The run through Kakariko Village will not take you that long, since hopefully by now you know how to get up to the Death Mountain Trail. This should only take you about 30 seconds or so. So, if you get up to Death Mountain Trail, like starting right here, and you're under 2 minutes, you're probably going to be in trouble. So we got about 2:15 left on the clock right here. Thankfully, since the Fire Temple's done, we won't have to worry about anything dropping down on us. You will have to watch out for the boulders still, so fair warning about that. If you also planted that magic bean way back when in order to get that piece of heart instead of backflipping off the side, you can use that and ride to the top through that. It does help that, using that too, but it is not required. But if you feel like you're cutting it really close, then yeah, it could be very beneficial to you. Also, thankfully, as a kid, since I came back through the spot earlier when I said I would meet you guys up here, it is worth noting that, as well, as a kid, that the meteors aren't raining down on you here like they were as a kid. And that also, I believe, is because the fire temple is done. I think that actually would rain down on you if the fire temple was not completed, but you have to have at least the ice cavern completed to do this side quest, so. Oh, come on, Navi, get out of the way. You really do need to get rid of these Walchulas, too. They're kind of annoying. But we got plenty of time to make it here. I've cut this part of it very close before. This is not cutting it close. Cutting it close was whenever I came up here and I had about 8 seconds left on the clock when I made it to the top of this part. We're back once again. Speak with him, give him the eye drops, and there we go. Really? You brought the eye drops? I'm so relieved. I'm going to use them right now, and you get to hear the most like, to me, this noise just makes me cringe. This is like nails on a chalkboard bad. Ugh. Just that no like, I cannot use eye drops. My eyes are way, way too sensitive for eye drops. I'd rather just, like, you know, just let whatever's in my eye just get out on its own or be destroyed by, you know, anything in the eye. That's what, you know, causing tears are for, is to try to remove stuff like that. But either way, the big Goron sword, you got a claim check for it. You can't wait for the sword to be completed. So, we're almost there. It, in fact, takes him 3 full days to repair the sword. So what you're going to have to do is play... You can either wait the 3 days, or you can play the Sun Song 6 times. It is entirely up to you what you want to do there. I would recommend the Sun Song, so you can just get it right then. Just make sure you don't play them too fast like I did right there. You have to actually hear the noise of either the cuckoo or the wolf howling. Alright, so that's 1 day. While this is realistic that, you know, so you can't just hand something to somebody and be like, fix this, and they can't just fix it immediately, especially in, you know, a non-modern day era. You can't just fix a sword by like, here, take this. Okay, yeah, it's fixed now. But this part is kind of annoying. I would prefer to say, like, hey, wait a day for this instead of 3. 3's kind of a bit much, but whatever. And one more time for good measure. Good required measure. And there we go. Here's the claim check. And he'll say, that sword is my finest work. And you get the almighty Big Goron sword. This blade was forged by a mastersmith and will not break. That's right, unlike his younger brother, this one will not break, so you don't have to worry about that happening. Because that would suck to do all that and then just have it break in one try. No, this thing will not break. It is a two-handed sword, so you can't really shield while you're using it. You kind of block with the blade. It doesn't work as well as the shield, and sometimes that messes up puzzles in a later dungeon, so fair warning about that. I'm not going to be spamming the Big Goron sword, though. I find that to be kind of annoying. I will use it in some parts, but I'm not going to spam it ridiculously and endlessly, so you do not have to worry about that. There was one other thing I wanted to pick up, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Did I already get it? Let me check the checklist that I have here, because there was one other thing I think I wanted to pick up, but I might have already gotten it, actually. And I just completely forgot that I picked it up. Did I get it? That is the question. Well, I could just check right here. No, I did not get it. Oh, now I remember what it is. Okay. I blanked out for a second. Sorry, I remember what it is. I remember what it is. As you can see, Lake Hylia has been reduced to no more than a puddle, practically, but that will change once we beat the temple. The last thing I want to pick up is just one last piece of heart. This one's not going to take very long. And that is over by the Lakeside Laboratory. If you remember, as a kid, I planted a magic bean here when I was going to pick up the 2 heart pieces that were in Gerudo Valley that I used the cuckoo to fly over. I planted a magic bean here. Well, now this is actually here, so we can use it. You could have also, I think, played the Scarecrow song to get up here, but I'm usually too lazy to do that, so either one works. What you will have to watch out for, though, is the Gways, or crows, or whatever you want to call them, because they will try to ambush you when you climb up this thing. I knew he was coming, I was just going to see how long it was going to take him to get here. So now that he's gone, usually it will only be that one that ambushes you, so... Now that he's gone, we can climb this ladder here, and our heart piece is awaiting us at the very top, along with a lovely view. So there we go. That is all for the trading side quest. As you can see, you playing the Serenade of Water warped us to that pad right there. The water temple is directly underneath. We've got our iron boots, and we also have our Zora tunic, so we are all set to go for that dungeon. So, next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda... Hey, get lost, you. Next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, we will be doing the ever-dreaded, infamous Water Temple. And I will show you guys that it's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. See you guys then. Later.